Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to Ricky Haddock Field, the site of tonight's non-district game between two in-county rivals in the visiting Lawrence County Wildcats and the homestanding squad in the Summertown Eagles. AJ Good here, joined alongside Mark Pigg for tonight's contest. And Mark, a very special night here for Summertown in two ways. Not only is it senior night, but they're also honoring the 1992 state championship team here.
Yeah, that's correct. Looks like they're going to start off with the seniors. We got 3 seniors this year. Looks like we're recognizing Harrison Gobble. He's played 4 years for Summertown baseball. And Harry's played 4 years for Summertown baseball and basketball.
Try that other headset.
So we'll have Harrison Gobble, Jake Smith, and Gavin Burleson will be our 3 seniors that are being honored here tonight. We obviously know what they've done on the basketball court, but they've been pretty good out here on the diamond as well.
That's correct. Jake, 4 years as well, senior playing. As you hear, Scotty Franks, he's going on the PA at the scoreboard right there. Talking about Jake.
These guys have just been so special, obviously, what they did in basketball this past year. But baseball this year, I know that the season has been kind of up and down a little bit. There's been some inconsistencies, but there's been some good times. And this team has shown at times that they can be one of the best teams in the district, especially with the district tournament coming up next week.
Yep. I mean, they're young. You think about it, the 2 seniors, the 2 of the 3 seniors, Jake's been a starter for 2 years now, and Harrison, this is really his first year starting, and of course now they're introducing Gavin, a 4-year starter. And, he's kind of the heartbeat of the team. Does a lot of the pitching, hitting, playing center field or shortstop, wherever he's needed to play. So, Gavin's greatly going to be missed next year. And all 3 of them are going to be missed next year.
Yeah, I've had a blast covering them this year in basketball. This is about only the third or 4th time I've seen them in baseball this year, but I know they're going to be missed in a lot of ways here within the community. And as they're wrapping up the senior night festivities, we got the 92 team, the first ever team here at Summertown to ever win a state championship game. They got a handful of guys here that are on site for tonight of it. Obviously, Jason Burleson, the head coach here at Summertown, was on that team. Ricky Haddock's going to throw out the first pitch, who is the coach. This is what the field is named after as well. His brother Greg over at softball right now. He was a part of that. He was the 92 Mr. Baseball, him and Todd Helton, a few others that were part of that award. There's some funny stories behind that as well. But what did that 92 team mean to this community, knowing that, especially what's followed and all the championships they've won in other sports since?
I was a 7th grader at the time, and of course it had all the town in a buzz. A lot of us, a lot of the parents were working parents, so they didn't get to go and take our kids out. I listened to it on the radio. So it was, it just juiced up the community. My biggest moment is when they came home and down basically where the Shell station's at and Sonic was at. There used to be a car dealership and a small community store, and that's where the parade started, and it was just a mass of people. And of course there's videos of that on YouTube. You can go and watch that. But after they won and come back, it was just the whole community came out. It's pretty cool sight.
Was it a surprise for people that they made it that far and were able to complete the job once they got there?
Yeah, it was. It was a real surprise.
They beat a bunch of private schools.
Back then it was all, it was public schools and private schools, and so I think it was them in Lake County, which is the 2 public schools. Davidson Christian or Davidson Academy was a private school, and Johnson City University School. So it was us us against basically the world. Us against private schools. But
while they're getting ready to get the 92 team and have honor them here, let's take a look at both sides. Lawrence County visiting here. 14-9 overall, 7-3 within their district. Their head coach is Brad White. On the other side for Summertown, 12-15 overall, 4-4 within their district. Their head coach Jason Burleson. Taking a look at both starting lineups, starting first for Lawrence County, leading off at second base, Camden Boshears. Batting second at short is Cade Schultz. Batting third at first base is Luke Boswell. The cleanup hitter at third base is Luke Maddox. Batting fifth in right field, Grant James. Batting sixth in center is Alex Bedford. The left fielder, Avery Tidwell, batting seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Brady McLean. And rounding out the lineup, batting ninth and pitching is Isaiah Bentley. On the other side for the Eagles, leading off in pitching is Gavin Burleson. Batting second at second base, Jake Smith. At shortstop, batting third, Grayson Burleson. At the cleanup spot at third base, Keening. Batting fifth in center field, Kason Blackwood. The designated hitter, Jackson Bennett, batting sixth. Weston Pigg in left field, batting seventh. Bradley Weisner catching, batting eighth. Rounding out the lineup in right field, one of the three seniors is Harrison Gobble, and he will be batting ninth for Summertown tonight as the 92 team makes their way out onto the field as they're being honored. You can start to hear the crowd start the roar. We do want to tell everyone, all Lawrence County fans who are tuning in tonight, that we will be having some of the old Summertown guys out here in the booth talk about that 92 season throughout the course of the game. So just to give you a bit of a fair warning, but we will try our best to keep you updated on the action and what's going on. But again, it's a special night out here at Summertown to honor one of their many state championship teams, but not just one of the many. It's the very first, which has some very special meaning out here at Summertown.
Kind of one of the players that's on the 92 team, Robin Kidd, his son is actually playing for Lawrenceburg right now. So Truett Kidd is on the Lawrenceburg team. So Robin's kind of torn right now, I believe. He told me where his allegiance is at, but I won't tell that on air.
He got the win of the championship.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the win in the championship game. Well, having known from winning a couple state championships myself in high school and baseball side of things, I couldn't imagine being from Winfield and having one of my kids play at Hurricane or Poca, which is why I moved him here to Tennessee, so I don't have to worry about that part. But now that I moved away, I can talk all the trash I want to about Hurricane and Poca since I'm not there anymore. But not that I would do that. But so they're starting to honor the team. Looks like they got a good crowd on hand.
Yeah, very good crowd, and
good amount of the former players out on the field as well.
And hopefully we got a big crowd on Facebook, Exports Network there.
Yeah, we got pretty decent showing. I'm sure that will be better as everyone starts to get off work. It's a beautiful evening here at Ricky Haddock Field. Started to see a few clouds moving up here, wind blowing out. Field looks like it's in pretty good condition.
And then they introduced John Campbell. So John Campbell is actually our golf coach, and has won state tournaments with his golf team.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
He's won 2 as a coach, but his daughters have won like 7 combined.
Yeah. And has got one daughter right now at Austin P that is doing a really good job out there.
That's a niece.
Yeah, it's his niece. It's his niece.
His daughter Laney will be going to MTSU next year to play.
Continuing to honor the team out here in center field. First pitch will still be at 5 o'clock as Lawrence County and Summertown, both baseball teams, checking out the pregame ceremonies. These are always fun to be a part of and always fun to check out because, knowing from experience, it's not easy to get back to your home to be a part of these events. Even if you live here, everyone's tied up and you got work or you live far away. It's just not easy to get out. And looks like they got a lot of the former players, some former coaches all out on the field. Good crowd here tonight. Enjoying the beautiful weather and a fun ceremony here is now Ricky Haddock, the head coach, and who the field is named after, will be heading out to the mound for the ceremonial first pitch.
So I think Brent Blackwood's going to be the catcher. He was a catcher on that 92 team, and he's a coach now.
Okay.
He also was the winning run.
All right. Was it a walk-off?
It was a
wild pitch. Oh, okay.
It was a bunt.
It was a bunt.
Okay.
A suicide.
Yeah.
It's a squeeze that got past the catcher.
First pitch. Oh, that was in there. That was good.
Yeah.
That was really, really good. Special moment out here at Summertown, and the ceremonies have ended, and now you have former coaches and everybody enjoying the evening tonight. They'll take a couple pictures. And
Go ahead and tell them that Lawrenceburg beat
Yeah. So during that season, I think Summertown only lost 4 games, and 2 of the losses came
to Lawrence County. Okay.
So they have a little bit of piece of history in the '92 season.
I've noticed that. Having moved here, and I've seen some of the state championship years, and looking at the schedules, it's you win a state championship, but you got a couple blemishes. Everyone has a couple blemishes here and there on the record, and it's always a rival, and it's always you're losing in a way that you never forget. One of my state championship years, we lost to one of our rivals in Polka in the conference tournament, and they beat us on probably the worst day we had played that whole season, and we still talk about it a little bit, but we beat them 5 other times that year, so we got the edge in all the other in the places that matter, but there's still that one that always sticks around.
And it's hard to beat, after you've especially went through district play and then went to region, sub-state. You've played a team multiple times. It's hard to beat a team. After the 3rd time, they say it's really, really hard. To beat them.
Look what happens in Major League Baseball, or what happens in the minor leagues when you play. You can dominate one series, and then you play them a month later, and they dominate you. It's part of the game. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. They could come week by week. It could be a monthly thing, or you could just play the worst 3 games that you've had all year. I think I looked it up the other day because we got a series I'm going to start doing in the summer. I think every World Series champion except for 2 got swept in a series at least once during their championship year. So it happens. It's baseball. It's part of the game, and sometimes the balls just don't hit the bat. Sometimes the pitches don't cross the plate, and sometimes not every ground ball goes in the glove and it goes between your legs, and it's just part of it.
So they're wrapping up. The players are going.
Yeah, but while the umpire's on the field and the players are getting ready to warm up, we'll take a short break here, and when we return, hopefully it'll be time for the first pitch here on the X Sports Network.
Hit a home run with the team at United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
On the web, 931-321-8226.
Tommy Johnson, 931-722-4840.
Tyler Webb, 731-438-2084.
Travis Caldwell's 931-629-3033.
You're safe with United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
This is Lawrence County Sheriff John Myers. 3.5 years ago, you elected me to be your sheriff. In the past 3.5 years, my team and I have removed hundreds of thousands of dollars in drugs from the county's roads. We increased the presence of deputies in all of our communities across the county, and we've kept an eye on your tax dollars. Today, I'm asking for your vote to keep the progress going. We've made a big dent in crime, but we still have a lot of work to do. When you go to the polls this August, choose John Myers for sheriff, and let's keep Lawrence County America's best county to live in. Ad paid for John Myers for sheriff.
Make 2022 the year to refresh your home. And who you gonna call to help? Story & Lee, the Tennessee Valley's largest furniture store. We've stocked our 3 acres of showroom and warehouses full of inventory. And gotta make room for more arriving daily. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, all from the brands you've told us you love. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere.
For the first pitch here, we will pause a bit here for the national anthem. And that was the national anthem. Teams are now ready to go. They've already, I believe, had their meeting in home plate. It's a quick meeting, and we'll get ready to go. 1, 2, 3 to lead off for Lawrence County will be the second baseman, Camden Boshears, the shortstop, and Kate Schultz, and the first baseman, in Luke Boswell. Starting pitcher tonight for Lawrence County will be Gavin Burleson. He faced off against Lawrence County in their previous matchup back in the early part of March in a very cold evening from what I remember over there in Lawrenceburg. And quite frankly, the Summertown team was, a week removed from going to the state tournament in basketball. So they didn't exactly have it all together, I guess you could say. They weren't as crisp and as fresh as they should have been. Not that that's any excuse, but it's part of it. And when you got seasons that bleed together like this, but when you look at both sides, obviously Summertown and 4-4 within the district, they'll be going to Loretto in the district tournament next week. Don't know about Lawrence County yet. They're 7-3 within their district. They're tied with Lincoln County and Page. So it'll be interesting to see, since everybody's district schedule is done with, where they will end up and where they will play their district tournament. Obviously, I'm biased. I don't want to travel that far, so I would rather it be right here in Lawrence County. But it'd be interesting to see how that all evens out there, is because they split with Lincoln County and then they split with Page. So I guess coin flip, or who has the better record, who has the better ballpark. Don't quite know how that works. As Gavin gets some fresh dirt out there on the mound.
Yeah, it looked like too much water at the beginning of the day here. Didn't dry out.
Yeah.
So
got to put that water down to cut down on the dust out there, which I actually didn't learn that, because in high school I played in a turf field with dirt cutouts, so that was never a problem for us. But when I moved to college and realized, I'm like, why are they putting the water on the field? Isn't that counterproductive? But I understand that cuts down on the dust, and when you're an infielder, or really anyone in the dugouts and the stands, you appreciate that when you don't get one of those gust of winds like we're having right now, and it doesn't blow in your eyes.
Yeah, the wind is kind of blowing from left field to right field, so as it sweeps across the infield, it's going to pick up some dirt and dust, and makes it real tough for a first and second baseman. Especially
blowing out the right with just 300 down left. It's a little bit further down the right field line, and about 340 here in dead center field. Could be a hitter's ballpark, but sometimes when you see those short dimensions as a former player, and we all know you see the short dimensions, you say all I got to do is just lift the ball in the air and it'll go over the fence. Doesn't always work out that way. So we'll see how this pans out for both sides. Of course, Summertown's used to playing here. They understand the dimensions. Lawrence County, not so much. But we'll see what happens once they throw out this first pitch. And I think Will brought this up earlier. Summertown has given up a leadoff home run in their last 2 games. One to Loretto and one to Forest. So they're hoping that doesn't happen here to start things off. Camden Boshears has been a very good leadoff hitter for for Lawrence County for the majority of the season. Played really well in their walk-off win against Marshall County a couple days ago.
And you've watched Lawrence County a lot. And you said the top 4 pretty much hadn't changed all season. So they've got their pattern down of how they approach the plate.
And they've been really good. Of course, Schultz and Maddox have been their big RBI guys. Boswell's their big power guy, and got a good guy in Boshears who doesn't exactly draw a lot of walks, but he gets on base a lot. So he's a guy that can put the ball in play at the high school level. You got to force these infielders to make plays, and that can work out sometimes. So we're getting ready here for the first pitch of the game. Boshears, the right-handed hitting. Second baseman steps in. Burleson, the right-handed thrower. The first pitch hit high in the air. Jake Smith, the second baseman, going to camp underneath it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That will bring up the shortstop and Kate Schultz.
And one thing Gavin does a lot of, he gets ahead of the batter. Doesn't throw a lot of pitches. I think normally his pitch count in a game is somewhere between 80 and 90 pitches in a 7-inning game. So
that's really good.
And you'll watch him. He'll work fast. If he gets in a groove, as soon as he gets the ball back, he's ready to fire again.
First pitch, breaking ball. It is in there for strike 1 to Schultz. Lawrence County wearing white pants, gold jerseys. Next pitch, fastball. That one's in there for strike 2 on the outside corner. Gold tops, white numerals outlined in purple. Burleson's 0-2 delivery. fouled away. The count will stay where it is. No balls, 2 strikes. And you have Summertown white pants, Carolina blue tops, white numerals. The white and the blue are kind of same. It's very Toronto Blue Jays-esque from the 80s.
Yep. Here's
the 0-2 curveball over the head of Schultz. Count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that pitch kind of fooled Schultz, and he thought that was going to be way inside. Wound up being close.
1-2 foul deep and away here. Got some residential neighborhoods, got some dogs out here barking around. I saw a stray one making his way around earlier. I haven't seen him since.
Hey, Martin, tell AJ about our dog over there. He don't know about that.
Oh, yeah. If you look, AJ on first base, the dog.
As that one's going to get through. Grayson Burleson, the shortstop, couldn't make a play. We got 1 on with 1 out, and now we'll bring up the first baseman and Luke Boswell.
Our dog will actually chase the ball back and forth. Never touched the ball, but he actually chased the ball back and forth. So he's don't know who trained him to do that, but
nice. He goes back and forth from softball to baseball to tennis.
Oh, okay, that's the dog I saw.
Like a decade, yeah.
Boswell, the right-handed hitting first baseman, steps in. First pitch from Burleson, breaking ball, and that one will be in there for strike 1.
Got to watch Schultz here. He does have wheels, and he will probably steal this base.
Lawrence County is very aggressive on the base paths as well. They are not afraid to run in any situation against any team. Here's the 0-1, breaking ball high. Schultz takes off, head first slide, and he is in there for the stolen base, and now a runner in scoring position here for Lawrence County. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Boswell, who struggled a bit in the last couple weeks, has really come on strong here in his last couple games. Next pitch, fastball, low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Runner on second for Lawrence County. As Burleson quickly comes set, the 2-1. And that one is in there for strike 2.
Breaking ball on the outside. Good pitch there, away from Boswell. I think that's where you want to pitch him, as away.
Definitely don't want to put in the meat of the plate, as that one is chopped over to second. Grayson Burleson, the long throw over the first, not in time. Boswell's in there. Schultz takes off for third, and he is out trying to advance to third, and that will be the second out of the inning.
It's a good play with Grayson in the hole. Didn't get Boswell, but very quick reaction from Kurt, throwing it back to third base to get the out.
So that will bring up Luke Maddox. Maddox, who made an incredible diving play in their win against Marshall County, also had a couple RBIs in that game as well, up here with 2 outs. And the first pitch. This one is hit high in the air, deep to right field. That one is
foul.
Just foul for strike 1.
We have a short field in right field. Basically, you got the line and basically the fence within 3 to 4 feet. So if the ball is fair, it's trouble in right field.
That looked like it was going to be trouble, but it just kept tailing foul. Maddox now going to take his time as he's going to step back in the box. Again, a beautiful evening here at Ricky Haddock Field. Burleson comes set quickly. And the 0-1. Breaking ball. And that one will be high for ball 1. Umpire with a bit of a delayed reaction. Very Joe West-esque. Not saying that's a compliment by any shape of the imagination, but just kind of, I always say that the players never complain about it too much. It's always the fans that do, especially if you're broadcasting from center field here. Next pitch hit high in the air.
And out of play.
That one's out of play. Speaking of the dog, he didn't see it.
No, he won't touch it. He just runs back and forth. He will not touch it.
So he's kind of like one of those hunting dogs that just comes and sees it, tells you where it is. Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Luke Maddox here. Luke Boswell standing on first after an infield single as Burleson comes set quickly. And the 1-2. This one is fisted back, and that one's going to get out of play. The count will stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burleson now at 16 pitches, but working quickly. Gets a new baseball here. Again, a good crowd. For 5 o'clock is not an easy time to show up for any high school event, but the crowd has showed up very well here. Obviously, senior night honoring the 92 team as Burleson comes set. The 1-2. This one is chopped up the middle. Grayson makes the play, steps on second, and that will end the inning. No runs off 1 hit and 1 error in the top of the first. No scores. We head to the bottom half of the inning here on the X Sports Network.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
Hey friends, this is Barry Doss. Over the past 30 years, Doss Brothers Incorporated has grown from its humble beginnings to working daily to build the future of Lawrence and surrounding counties. From breaking ground to opening day, Doss Brothers has been there every step of the way for many businesses, industries, and homeowners in our community. With nearly 40 years under our belt and the blessing of every new day, we strive to keep building the foundation of our communities tomorrow. We are Doss Brothers, proudly building progress in Southern Tennessee.
Back here, Ricky Haddock Field, we head to the bottom half of the first inning. No score here between Lawrence County and Summertown. Gavin Burleson threw 17 pitches, gave up a base hit and an error, but no damage. Isaiah Bentley will be the starting pitcher for Lawrence County tonight. A rare start here, as the Wildcats will be facing off with Loretto not once but twice in 2 different locations. They'll face off with the Mustangs in Loretto at 2 o'clock, then come back for senior night of their own on Saturday night at 6:30 at Tom Cruise Field. 1-2-3 the start here for the Eagles. The pitcher Gavin Burleson, the second baseman Jake Smith, and the shortstop in Grayson Burleson.
Summertown will be playing tomorrow as well. They'll be playing at Wayne County. I don't know a start time for that game. Is it at noon? Yeah. And so that game will not be broadcasted for the Summertown fans. So come join us in Waynesboro.
And also North Alabama, both baseball and softball are home tomorrow. Softball big series. Got a pair of Lawrence County natives there, Macy Burdishaw, who pick up win number 16 against Memphis yesterday. She's 16-2 on the season, and Georgia Land, who leads the Atlantic Sun Conference with 15 homers. First pitch here from Bentley, foul back for strike 1.
Yeah, I'm a little late on that pitch.
The left-handed hitting pitcher now does his batting gloves. And Bentley he's come out of the bullpen a couple times for Lawrence County. He's actually done a pretty decent job. Here's the 0-1. Foul back again into the tree, and the count will go to no balls and 2 strikes.
I think that is an original tree from 1992. They used to be pine trees all the way over towards the third base dugout, and they cleared those out pretty much right after that 92 season.
Here's the 0-2. This one is a fastball high and away for ball 1. Done a good job here in the field. I know there's not a lot of room to work with when you got the tennis courts and the parking lot and the school. Here comes the 1-2 from Bentley. Breaking ball high for ball 2. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter. Outfield playing straight up. You got Alex Bedford, the center fielder, a little bit further in, and infield playing straight up as well. Next pitch, foul back, and the count will stay where it is.
Yeah, for Gavin, I believe as an outfielder, I believe I would be about 3 or 4 steps back. Gavin does have power to drive the baseball to any from right to left to center. So let's see if he can burn them.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and we got 1 gone here in the bottom half of the first inning. Brings up Jake Smith, the second baseman, and from what I've noticed, Jake Smith has really come on strong here the last couple weeks. Really, ever since district play has started, he's kind of been the bell cow here of the Eagle lineup.
Yeah.
Is it Jake Smith or is it Casey Blackwood?
It is Jake Smith. Jake homered at Chapel Hill on that Good Friday, and prior to that home run, he had been hitting the ball well, and has just continued to drive the baseball.
First pitch is fouled back for strike 1. Actually, good job there from Bentley. Bentley has not gotten a lot of strikeouts so far this season when he's come out, and he threw a really good fastball right at the knees. That was a good pitch. Here's the 0-1 in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the first inning. See the dog now. He's right next to the Lawrence County.
You open the gate,
dugout.
come in.
It's a good dog. Next pitch. Beautiful play there by Kate Schultz. He tried to make a play, and that one will go for an infield single for Jake Smith. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. That's a hard play even for the best in the big leagues to make, and even though he took Kate's glove off, that was still a good effort. Him and Luke Maddox are it's hard to get a baseball through that infield. Those guys have done a great job all season.
Yeah, great players there. That's,
Grayson Burleson now up here. The shortstop as Bentley tries a pickoff. It's not in time. That time of year, you can just feel it. You got the district tournaments next week. The weather's heating up, and it's just when baseball and softball matter the most. Here's the next pitch. This one's hit high in the air, deep to left field. Tidwell doesn't see it. That one's going to fall. Smith. He's going to come to third, and he's going to stay right there. And Grayson Burleson's going to get a stand-up 1-out double. And now we've got 2 on here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Yeah, he lost that in the sun. He thought it was deeper than it was, and it landed about 10 to 15 foot in front of him.
Kane Kenning, the third baseman, the cleanup hitter, now due up here for the Eagles. I thought that was going a bit longer than what it did. I guess the wind held it up a bit. Bentley comes set. And here's the first pitch. This one is hit in the center field. Bedford charging in on it. He makes the catch. Smith, he fakes the run, and that one gets in, and that will be 2 outs here. A good job there by Alex Bedford to make a play in center field.
So it's 2 outs.
And that will bring up the center fielder in Casey Blackwood. Lawrence County here trying to get out of the jam. As a former outfielder, to be honest, I hated playing on days like this because I always lost the ball in the sun a lot. First pitch, breaking ball, high and in for ball 1.
I thought that was a strike, to be honest with you.
I actually preferred overcast days. I thought I saw the baseball better in overcast days than what I did on these kind of partly cloudy sort of days. Bentley comes set. Here's a 1-0 in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0, 2 outs, 2 on here for Summertown, the bottom half of the first, trying to get the first advance here in this rivalry game. Lawrence County won the previous matchup back in March. Here's the 2-0. That one's in the dirt, blocked by McLean, and the count will go 3 balls and no strikes. Lawrence County won that game 5-0 at Tom Cruise Field back in March 21st. Seemed like forever ago when really it was just a little over a month. The 3-0, that one's high for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs here as the designated hitter, Jackson Bennett, now due up here for Summertown. And
Jackson had a great game yesterday. Had 3 hits. He's been hitting the ball well. He's an 8th grader. Just got pulled up, so he's got runners in score position. Hopefully he can drive them in.
First pitch from Bentley is high and in for ball 1. It's almost like he got the call up from the minors up to the big leagues, and he's doing his best Ronald Acuna impersonation and just trying to stay there. Comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. On the fastball there from Bentley. Base is loaded here. 2 gone here in the bottom half of the first. No score. Bentley comes set again, and here comes the 1-1. And that fastball is high and in for ball 2. Looks like the outfield shifted a little bit more towards left field here. Infield playing straight up. Luke Max, the third baseman, playing even with the bag. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Bennett steps back in, the 6-hole hitter. Bentley gets a sign and comes set. And the 2-2. That one's fouled back off of the umpire's mug, and the count will stay where it is. He's now going to...
Yeah, he's going to take a little stroll.
Yeah. It's not a good feeling. Even with the mask on, this is not a good feeling. Takes his time, says he's okay, and now Brady McLean, the catcher, will head behind the plate after a short conference with Isaiah Bentley, his pitcher. Trying to get out of this bases-loaded 2-out jam. And Bentley comes set. And the 2-2. That one's high, almost hit Bennett there, and the count will go full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So runners will be going. on the pitch.
Now, McLean gets a sign, gives it to Bentley. He comes setting, the full count offering. This one is fouled away, and the count will stay where it is. This is the 7th pitch of the at-bat here. Getting a decent crowd out here. Good to see the parking lot full here on a beautiful Friday evening. The full count offering. And that one's on the outside corner for strike 3. So Isaiah Bentley gets out of the bases loaded jam here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score as we head to the top of the second. That's coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer.
Back here, Ricky Haddock Field. We're going to head to the top half of the second inning here. No score between Summertown and Lawrence County. Lawrence County able to get out of a bases-loaded jam there in the bottom half of the first inning off a strikeout there from Isaiah Bentley. You got 5, 6, 7 due up here from Lawrence County. The right fielder, Grant James. Center fielder, and Alex Bedford. And the left fielder, and Avery Tidwell. Those will be your batters as they will face Gavin Burleson, the senior, pitching on senior night. So get some more dirt out there on the field, and should say more dirt around the mound is getting in his final warm-up tosses here. Hoping to have a couple interviews coming up soon from the 92 Summertown team that was honored before the game. Hopefully a couple guys are heading on their way here soon, and we can talk to them about that historic season. So the warm-up concluding as Gavin throws his final one, and Bradley Wisner, the catcher, throws it down, and we're ready to start here the top half of the second inning. Again, no score here. Lawrence County left a runner on base in their first at bat. Now James, who didn't play much at the early part of the season, but has really come on strong since district play has started for Lawrence County, and he'll step in, the 5-hole hitter, the right-handed hitting right fielder. First pitch from Burleson, and that one is away for ball 1. Burleson threw 17 pitches in his first inning of work. Comes to 1-0. This one is sent over to the first base. It's fair.
It's first base.
And he is out. Lawrence County bench doesn't agree, but James is retired after 2 pitches. And that will be the first out here in the top half of the second inning. Brings up the lone left-handed hitter in the Lawrence County lineup, and the center fielder, and Alex Bedford. Bedford, who did a good job keeping a run off the board on a fly ball in the previous inning. Burleson now gets a sign here from Wisner, goes to work quickly. The first pitch to Bedford. This one's chopped down the first base line, but foul for strike 1.
Coach makes an error there on first base there. He does an Olay.
Yeah, I can quote Major League right now. Come on, Dorn. Here comes the 0-1. And the breaking ball gets away from Gavin. That's outside for ball 1. I can't quote the whole quote. You know, it's not family friendly. It's a good movie, though. Burleson gets a sign. Here comes a 1-1. And it's a breaking ball that is in there for strike 2.
I was wondering. That was a little bit slow delivery there from the umpire. Finally gave the strike call. Gavin
now comes set. And here comes the 1-2 to Bedford. This one's hit high in the air, deep to right field, and that one is gone onto the tennis courts. Bedford with a solo shot, and Lawrence County takes an early 1-0 lead. That was a no-doubter off the bat. Lands almost in the middle of the first tennis court. Wildcats lead it 1-0. So he touches home plate. Gets congratulated now as we've got some very special guests here coming out on the field. Next batter here is Avery Tidwell, the left fielder. First pitch from Gavin. This one's lined in the left field, but the left fielder makes a good play on it. We've got 2 gone here in the top half of the second inning. Bring up the catcher and Brady McLean. It's Mark Pigg, our color guy, handing out the headsets. First pitch from Gavin now to McLean. And that one misses outside for ball 1. Next pitch here to McLean, the 1-0. And that one's high and away for ball 2.
All right. We got some special guests in the booth, AJ. We got Coach Rick Haddock, Coach Campbell from the 92 team and other state tournament teams. So, Coach.
Yeah, you were on one of them.
I was. 97.
97.
Coach Campbell, good to have y'all.
Nice diving catch there from Harrison Gobble in left field. That will end the inning, but we will keep it here. And while we got some time, and Coach Haddock, it was your first state championship team, the first state championship team here at Summertown. How special was that season, and what are some of your favorite memories from that time?
It was unbelievable. We played well toward the end of the season, kind of gathered ourselves. We clicking right along and got through the district tournament, the region tournament, the sub-state and all that, and got to the Final Four. And took a loss the first game. It was tough. Got beat 5-2, I think it was. And then, I don't know, some of us stuck around and watched the next game, between Davison and Lake County. And I don't know, I got the feeling, well, they're no better than us. So, and it took some of the pressure off. And we come back, played good ball. Won 4 more in a row after that. So it was definitely, great feat because it was the only state championship here in the county, for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Greg brought them through in 2009. So it was a great feeling.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, you lose that first game, you come back and win 4 in a row. You had a really special team. You had to face, you had the private school.
5 in a row, didn't we?
5 in a row? Well, you had the whole public school, private school, dynamic going on, and you guys had to face some tough competition. That just shows the character that team had that time.
They really did.
Yeah. So you had a Mr. Baseball also as well, and Greg Burleson.
Mr. Baseball.
And how special of a player was he?
Well, he was a good boy. He was always in competition when he's on the mound, when he was playing infield or wherever he was playing. He was always concentrated on playing hard. That year we only had like 3 seniors, I think, and the majority of the team were sophomores.
What with today's pitching rules and all that, how would that affect you in the state tournament back in?
Hey, it would have been real tough because we basically only had 4 pitchers. We had Greg, Robin Kidd, Jason Burleson, and Josh Hughes. I'd had some other guys that had thrown some, in lesser competition games, but those were the 4 that pitched all the way through the state tournament. And, with the pitching rules they are today, they would have had to sit out after throwing as many pitches as they did.
Yeah.
Weston Pigg now due up here. He's already down 0-2 to Isaiah Bentley, the 0-2. This one is lined in the left field. That one's going to get in for a base hit. So a leadoff single here for the left fielder. 1 on, no outs here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning.
When did you know that during the season you had a special group of players?
Well, it's hard to say. I think all my teams are special. But like I said, we started clicking real well about mid-season, and just carried it on into the state tournament.
Coach Campbell, what are your favorite memories from that '92 team?
Well, after we got beat the first game, there wasn't any kind of panic. The team was kind of even keel type of team. They didn't get up, too big for wins or losses, either one. And we had a lot of support from the Summertown area, and then they broadcast the games, and people were at work, listening to the radios and things like that. We didn't have cell phones and some of these modern technology that we have today. But we had the largest crowd every day that, when we went over there to play, I think boosted us quite a bit too.
You had a nephew on the team.
Right. Had a nephew who played second base. We had a lot of players that played either at Etheridge in the Dixie Youth or over here at Summertown. And we were, I thought, real sound defensively. We didn't make too many errors, and we had timely hitting. There's no what I would call just one standout on the team. Everybody contributed, in different games.
All during the state tournament, we had different guys that picked it up every day. It seemed like it was somebody else each day that kind of picked things up and got things going.
Was there a point in the season for both of you guys when you went, we got a special group. We might take this all the way?
Like I said, after about mid-season, we started gelling real well, and that's what we was looking for.
Yeah.
Get to the state.
Talk about Jason Burleson.
Hey, Jason came in. We were in a rock and a hard place for our third game. We were playing Johnson City again. Josh Hughes started out. We had a lead, lost it, and I brought Jason in I believe about the fifth inning. And he shut them down, and we won that game 9-8. And that was played in the morning. Well, in the afternoon, we had to play Davidson Academy. And that was, if they beat us, that was it. So we had to win that game. I brought Jason back, and he pitched 7 innings in that game. And we won 2-0. Yeah. So that pitted us the next day for the championship game with Davidson Academy.
10 scoreless innings that day.
Yeah, pitched 10 scoreless innings that day.
Wow.
So Wisner strikes out there. We got a runner on second. The 9-hole hitter, Harrison Gobble, now due up here, facing Bentley for the first time. The bunt gets down. Boswell fields it at first. And Gobble's going to be in there with the infield single. And now we got runners in the corners. And one out here in the bottom half of the second inning as Summertown tries to answer what Lawrence County did off that Alex Bedford solo shot to right.
Coach, what do y'all think made Summertown so special? As the coach, the players, the winning atmosphere? What made us win?
Well, like Coach Campbell said, we had great support over there. I mean, it was played at the old, well, it's still there, but Reese Field. And the whole middle section was full of Summertown people every game. And we played every morning at 10 o'clock, except for that 5 o'clock game in the afternoon. But when we would get through, crowds would go. People from TWSAA said, "Where's everybody going?" And I said, "We're through playing." But we had great support. The people at Summertown are great anyway. I've been out here for several years now, but still bleed blue blood.
It's a 2-0 to Gavin Burleson. That pitch is on the outside corners. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. You seen what Jason has done here with the program. You guys won the first ever state championship. They've won so many state championships in so many sports. How special is it for both of you guys knowing that you guys were the very first?
Well, it set a precedence, and like I said, look who's followed. Greg had a state championship with the baseball, had one with the softball, two with the softball.
They would have had a third.
The golf,
the
golf teams are doing great. The girls are like 3 back-to-back championships. Volleyball. I mean, it's just a
tennis,
catch-on sports, and people are loving it.
Full count here to Gavin, and he swings and a miss for strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout for Burleson as Gobble heads to second base. So now runners on second and third will bring up the 2-0 hitter, and Jake Smith, who had a infield single in his first at bat in the bottom half of the first.
What would be your, talking to the players and the coaches now, what would be your encouraging word to them?
James now backs up on it, makes a
great
great catch out here in left field on that fly ball from Jake Smith. And once again, Isaiah Bentley gets out of a jam here. Lawrence County leads it 1-0, but we will stay here before the top half of the third inning.
Answer you, Mark. Kids have to be dedicated. Good practice procedures. Don't come out here and horse around. I know when I coached, we had a lot of good times and all that, but we took the practices serious, and that plays over to game time.
Yep.
And I don't think we ever felt like we were just totally out of a game.
No, I agree with that. I mean, when I play for you guys, I mean, I didn't feel like we were out of a game. We struggled at times, but hey, we fought hard. And I just want to tell you that, like I said, I played for you guys for 3 years, and the best 3 years of my life. I remember it right now. I can remember like it was yesterday. The game at Chapel Hill. We got to call the game at Chapel Hill not too long ago, and I said, hey, where's the place where I hit that home run at? I got to see it. And Coach Kelman, you remember that game, don't you? But no, I appreciate what you did for me. You helped mold me as a person.
I appreciate that.
Me for going and having my son and daughters playing ball, and Weston, my son's in left field, and I got to call his first home run. So I mean, it's a Summertown family.
Right. Well, I run into people all the time, and they ask me, "What do y'all do? Those kids up there have all those state championships there?" They say, "Treat them right."
It sounds simple, but some guys don't always execute that part. It's Isaiah Bentley now, the 9-0 hitter from Lawrence County, swings and misses for strike 1.
So what are you guys doing for retirement now?
I do a little honeydew list.
Honeydew.
When I got time. I'm not golfing.
Now you got a grandbaby you're watching, right?
Yes. Spent a lot of time with him. I've already got him on hitting the ball off a tee.
I figure you got to have him pitch count too.
He's just over 2.
Isaiah Bentley grounds over to Grayson Burleson. That will be the first out of the inning. Brings up the top of the order, Camden Boshears, who popped up to second base in his first at bat.
Now I got to ask you a serious question. All right, it's real serious. So what do you think about Timmy Kinnick being the voice of Summertown baseball? Would you ever would have thought of
that? Timmy really gets into it. He really gets into it.
Next pitch, Boshears chops it down the third base line. Kinning, speaking of, makes a throw over to first. That will be the second out of the inning, bringing up the shortstop and Cade Schultz, who reached on an error in his first at bat in the top half of the first inning. Well, coaches, we'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. It's awesome to meet you guys for the first time.
It's been 30 years, but we still get comments all the time about winning that championship with a 2-strike bunt and scoring 2 runs off of it.
As Schultz here sends a single into right field.
Doug Lucius put a perfect one down, and the pitcher throws it over the head, and we score all the way from second base.
That's how we won.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to look on what if that doesn't work? They might be remembering you for all the wrong reasons. You know?
I'd been the GOAT, I guess. But
well, you're the GOAT on another side, greatest of all time. That part of it.
Well, on my part, it's great to see all these players again. Some of them I hadn't probably seen in 30 years, even though I live here in Lawrence County. I've seen a lot of them, and kept keeping up with their kids who are playing either baseball or softball or tennis. With Facebook and some of those things, don't have to be here, and we've enjoyed the live streaming I have, and a lot of senior citizens in baseball, basketball, all those, due to COVID and all that. Some of us older ones are a little leery of maybe getting out among all the people. But I do want to take this time to thank Will and Erica and Kelly and all them for organizing this, and Merlin Blackwood.
Me too,
all
Will.
you folks have brought back a lot of memories and drug out the tapes and the CDs and relived a lot of it again. So we thank you very much for that.
Yeah, really thank you, Will.
It's been fun.
Boswell sends a deep fly ball here in the left center field. That one's to the track, and a good play there in center. Makes the catch at the warning track, and that will end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the third, and Lawrence County leading this one 1-0. Like to thank you guys for stopping by.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you guys. And we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network and come back with the bottom half of the third inning.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer.
Back here at Ricky Haddock Field, Lawrence County leading this one 1-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning. You got the heart of the order due up here for the Eagles, 3, 4, 5. For Summertown, Grayson Burleson, Kane Kinning, and Kason Blackwood are due up now here for the Eagles, trailing Lawrence County 1-0. Each inning has been very interesting with runners in scoring position on each side. Mark, we got another special guest here up in the booth with us.
We do. We've got Robin Kidd here with us, a star from the 92 team. Robin, good to have you up here.
Hey, thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's just been an awesome day.
As Grayson Burleson leads off with a line drive up the middle for a base hit, so 1 on and no out, and bring up third baseman and Kane Kinning.
So, kind of tell us what you remember from the tournament, whether the state tournament or the championship game.
Yeah, just really probably wasn't big expectations going into the year to win it, and there was two people I remember that believed before the season we could, and that was Bob Moore and Gene McBee, for whatever reason, and it was just fun, it's just real fun, and we played great defense. That was kind of our team, and didn't always score a lot of runs, but we'd win 1-0 and 2-1 games a lot, and just a good solid defensive team.
Now we're talking to Coach Haddock and Coach Campbell. You wind up pitching 3 games. Is that right?
In the state?
In the state.
Well, 2. So I pitched game 2, pitched all 7 innings. Game 2, won that 3-2, and then I came in the 5th inning of the last game when we won. So yeah.
So you were the winning pitcher, right?
That's my claim to fame in life, right there. So that's right. Yeah.
Well, you could have worse claim to fame.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I've got some others, but that's the one I like to. Yeah.
So what was? Lose the first game, you have to win 4 or 5 in a row to win
4,
it.
Yeah.
What was it like being a part of that and being a part of history?
Yeah. Yeah. So when we got the second game, it was kind of like, well, we've lost one. There's not a whole lot to lose, and when you keep winning, the pressure keeps building, and then you get to that last game, man, and it's just intense. I remember, don't want to be, but. My stomach was tore up that day, and it was pretty nervous. But once you get on the field playing, I'm sure the parents were a lot more stressed out than we were. But just a neat experience that you knew that you would, once in a lifetime deal, and then the way it ended, it's just, just unbelievable.
Break down how it ended, 'cause AJ's not.
Yeah, so we were down 2-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. We were the home team, and wound up getting the bases loaded with nobody out, and I think we had guys strike out. And then Doug Lucius came up. He was our number 9 hitter, and he Doug, the pitcher, was kind of. He was a little bit cocky, and Doug kind of give it back to him. He was little, but he could kind of give it back to him. But I remember Doug getting in the plate, and he got in the batter's box and pointed his bat at the pitcher. And
yeah, Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah. And he pointed his bat at the pitcher. Pitcher throws a hard fastball, strike 1. He swings and misses. So Doug did not point his bat the second time.
Yeah. He learned his lesson, right?
That's right. Second pitch, he throws in there. He swings, strike 2. Well, then I'm over in the first base dugout, and I can see Rick over there at third base giving the signs, and I saw him give the bunt sign. I'm thinking there's 2 strikes.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, right?
Doesn't make sense, but so Doug gets back in the box, and this time he points the bat at him again. So it was kind of like, and I think the pitcher then thought,
This one's chopped up the middle. Boshier steps on second, throws over to first, and that one is not in time. We got 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
But I think the pitcher, because Doug did that, thought, I'm fixing to show him, I'm fixing to blow one right by him.
Yeah.
0-2, you're going to try to throw one away, but he threw it in there, and Doug, he laid it down. He had to get it fair.
Right.
So it wasn't really down the line, but it was close enough for that pitcher thought, hey, I can go in, grab the ball, and get the force out at home. Well, when he did, he threw it away.
It's a grounder over here to Schultz. He throws over to first in time, and that will end the 3rd inning. Florence County leading 1-0 as they head to the top of the 4th, but we'll keep it here.
But yeah, he threw it away. So Jason Burleson was on third. He scores on that, and the ball gets to and Brent Blackwood from second base. Everybody was running, and he beats the throw home. And
so would Brent beat the throw home today?
So no. And there's actually been a controversy about that. Will told me about. Now Brent was our catcher, and these days you always courtesy run for your catcher and your
for
pitcher.
the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So Brent claims there was courtesy runners back then, but that Haddock just wanted him running. That's what Brent's claim is. But now Rick Haddock says there was not courtesy runners. That's why Brent was still running.
Exactly. Yeah, not then.
And I will go with Rick because I was a pitcher, and nobody ever ran for me. And listen, everybody in that dugout could have ran faster than I did. So I know Brent's trying to make himself feel like faster than he was. But
you didn't run the team out of the state championship.
Well,
so
no, I didn't. I never got out on the bases because if it was close, I wasn't going. So yeah. So.
You're a part of the first state championship, and you know what the school has done with all the rest of the sports and how they done. What does it feel like to be a part of the first? To say you were the first one to win it at your high school?
Yeah, it's just special, and it really, especially the baseball program, I felt like it really brought the baseball program to a different level. I mean, when we were playing during the year, nobody came to watch us play other than the parents, and then when we started getting further, listen, by the time that last game, the whole community was out, and then, boy, the next few years, it just built, and, and it really did a lot.
So Luke Maddox is going to line to single down the left field line. He's going to make the turn but stay at first, and we got one on here in the top half of the first inning. Bring up the right fielder in Grant James.
You had two athletic brothers.
Yes.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Both went to Summertown. Now, I got to know, who is the best athlete in the Kidd family?
Well, you talk about athlete. I mean, that was my brother Chris. Of course, he graduated in '90, and he could dunk a basketball. I can't even touch the net, and
Max takes off for second. He's in there with the stolen base.
What about Abigail?
Well, Abigail is our favorite athlete.
Yeah,
How about that?
Yeah.
So, but me and Tommy Lee were kind of more of the we had to work at it, and Chris, it just kind of came natural. So, yeah, athlete definitely Chris. But that's why I always say when I was pitching, I could get people out. I could get people out. If I had a defense, I could get people out. So, yeah.
Tony Kidd and the mound at home.
Yeah, so he's kind of feeding me some things to ask you, so I don't know this story at all.
Ooh.
James hits a high fly ball to deep right field. That one's got a chance, and that one is over the fence. A 2-run shot from Grant James goes opposite field and gets Lawrence County a 3-0 lead.
That was a good stroke right there. Ball just carried to right field.
That ball is carrying the right field, and it's not to left field right now. That wind is. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah, he almost knocked the iPad out of my hands,
Yeah,
but that's
sorry.
that's my fault for being that close. But
So what's the story behind the pitcher's mound?
Well, my dad, if you go by his house, and most people know where he lives, where there's a flagpole in the yard. Well, that was a pitcher's mound. I mean, he brought dirt in, and that's, he built us a pitcher's mound in our yard. So, we were all the time having, baseball games out there. We got too big to where we were hitting it in the road, though. And I remember hitting cars and, the ball going, us running in the house, But, we were definitely a baseball family. That's for sure.
And we also said something about what happened about the Shoney's trip? Ball well hit.
Alex Bedford.
Shoney's in.
Yeah, Alex Bedford there with the single in the right. We'll bring up Avery Tidwell after that.
Well, the Shoney's in. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember a whole lot about it, other than I was a senior. Greg Burleson was a senior, and I guess Brent Blackwood stayed with us, as well. Listen, we went and we ate and we went to bed. We get up the next morning and hear all these other yahoos that we're trying to play. They've stayed up all night. They're dragging the next day. Like, listen, we're trying to win a state championship here, and you guys are in here, flying. I don't know what they were doing, but I don't know. We slept. I mean, we were just there to play ball. So that's
no property damage, right?
Well,
that you know of.
Well, listen, it was at the Shoney's Inn, so I'm not sure anybody could have told if there was damage or not.
They just lost their breakfast buffet in the morning.
It wasn't real nice. I do remember that. So but it was for us to stay. It was cool.
Yeah. And that's what you had to do back then when you went off to a state tournament, Murfreesboro. We stayed. Now today, interstates.
Yeah,
roads are a lot better, and you can go up and back in a day.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, lots changed in 30 years, that's for sure.
Speaking of that, what about the field? I mean,
oh gosh, I mean it doesn't even. It's not even the same. We had a dirt infield, all dirt back then. Of course, this fence was a chain link fence that was half falling down.
Right.
Left field. Michael Dickey, our left fielder, is here today, and. I hadn't seen Michael in a long time, but the first thing I said to him was, Michael, they took out your hump in left field. I don't know.
It's ripped down the left field line. That one's fair. That one's going to go off the wall from Avery Tidwell. As Bedford going to round third, he's going to head the home. That is a RBI double there from Avery Tidwell, and Lawrence County extends their lead up to 4-0.
Yeah, Mark, I don't know if when you were here, if that hump was there. Was it still there?
It was still there in 97,
Yeah. It was.
Nothing really changed. Like I said, I graduated in 97. Pretty much the field was the exact same. So how did we get our infield drug and, ready for the games?
Yeah, I didn't even remember that until I heard, Mr. Haddock and Coach Campbell talking about it. But they used to, I reckon, pour gasoline on it and burn the thing. Set it on fire. I mean, yeah.
That and then Mr. Haddock would bring out his, I don't know how old that truck was. It had to be in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. When, we had the old ag building over there where the field house is there now, and we would well, he's not. I don't want him to hear this, but we would when we'd all bring pellet guns to practice, and in between hitting and stuff, we'd all take turns. There's pigeons all over, and we'd go over and shoot pigeons, during the middle of practice. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. But yeah, the field's changed a lot. It's amazing what the way it looks now compared to way back then. We thought it was great though.
Brady McLean strikes out now. Isaiah Bentley up. He sends a chopper up the middle, charging in. Grayson Burleson bobbles it, and now we got runners on the corners here with one out in the top. One out in the top half of the first inning.
So how does it feel? You like I said, coming back and being recognized in here, but you got a son on the Lawrence County side. How does that make you feel?
Traitor, right? Yeah, I married a Lawrenceburg girl, so but no, it's. Of course, Truett, my son, he's a freshman, and so he doesn't usually get to play in the varsity games, and it's neat though. But he asked me on the way up here. He said, "So who are you pulling for today?" I mean, he wanted to know, and I said, "Well, Truett, here's the deal." I said, "You're probably not going to get in the game." But I said there is something about you, blood running blue.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm sitting up there a while ago, and it's there's a little bit of turmoil in you, because I know most of these Lawrenceburg kids, and they're great kids, but
they are.
It's hard not to pull for Summertown. Anytime I see Summertown playing, just because it's just in your veins, and and listen, Summertown's just a special place. It was back then, and the way the community came together, back then for that, I'll never forget that. I mean, we basically shut the town down, those last couple of games up there. And,
how did it feel coming back? After winning the game and coming back and right there at Hughes Grocery, seeing the sea of fans.
It was unbelievable. I mean, we had heard they were going to meet us, but it was the whole town. Right. I mean, and the ones that wasn't up there had lined the roads up, and it was just, I don't know. I can't describe it. And this day I get chill bumps just thinking about it. And for me, knowing that I was a senior, and that was the last high school baseball game I was ever going to play.
Right.
I mean, how can it get any better?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I pitched well up there, but I did not hit well at the state tournament. But I really didn't. But that was the great thing about our team, is somebody else stepped up, but just so that feeling of just ending like that. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Jackson Bennett now the new pitcher on here for Summertown. Gavin Burleson exits after 3 1/3 innings of work, giving up 4 runs off 7 hits, a strikeout through 52 pitches. And Bennett inherits a runners on the corners, 1-out situation. The leadoff hitter for Lawrence County on Camden Boshears, 0 for 2 in the game, and 1 out and 2 on. The first pitch from Bennett, that one's going to get away. Tidwell's on his way home, and he will score. Bentley advances to second, and Lawrence County leads it 5-0.
Now, Robin, what are you doing now after graduating 30 years ago? What are you?
Yeah, well, I was a mechanical engineer for about 12 years, and then I went full time into ministry. So I'm the worship pastor down at Morris Hill in Lawrenceburg. I've done that for 12 years now. So I'm just really blessed, and it's neat to. Listen, a lot of these Lawrenceburg kids, there's 6 or 7 of them that go to church with us out there, so I know them well. It was special for me a while ago when, we were able to go out on the field and they called my name and all them Lawrenceburg boys. I mean, that was neat. I mean, they were just kidding around, but that's special. But then it's neat to look at the other side, and you see so many kids that their parents I played ball with, and.
Boshear sends a grounder to Jake Smith at second. The throw over to first is in time. The runner will advance to third, and we got 2 gone here in the top half of the 4th.
I told Coach Haddock and Coach Campbell how I appreciate them for being my coach. Another story with Robin. Robin graduated Tennessee Tech in '97. I started as a freshman at Tennessee Tech in '97. Mm-hmm. I mean, Robin was one of my mentors of, hey, what do I want to do with my life and all that, and Robin helped me go into mechanical engineering, and I'm 25 years later, I'm there today. So
yeah.
I'm very appreciative.
Me and you've known each other from church since we were born, basically. So since you were born, I guess I'm older than you, but yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Cade Schultz, up with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Lawrence County leading this one 5-0. Oh, uh-oh. Schultz now going to send a line drive down the right field line, but foul off of a GMC SUV, and the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I've been saying the vehicle's eventually going to get hit there, and it finally does.
It's all because Will let his alarm go off over here, you know. The 1-2 from Bennett. This one is check swinging. That one's going to head over to third. Kenning picks it up. The throw over to first is in time, and that will end the inning, but not before Lawrence County gets 4 runs in the top half of the 4th to lead this one 5-0. Mike, thank you for stopping by. Enjoyed you reminiscing with us here, and good to have you around. And it's awesome to hear these stories. There's probably a lot you can't say on air that you could tell off the air.
I forgot most of it, so you know.
Hey, well, what you remembered, it's been special. So we appreciate you stopping by here.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
And we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network. Have the bottom half of the 4th when we return.
Best I remember about the field, John Cook was the one that kind of designed the way it faced.
Back then, most everybody had the skin infield.
You know, we had the sand infield.
It was dirt infield. It wasn't grass infield then.
And grass on the infield, we didn't even know what that was. If we played at a field that had grass, we was like amazed.
We played on a dirt infield, so you didn't have grass infield at the time.
Had to drag the whole thing to get it smoothed out, ready to go. It was a little bit more difficult on rainy days to get it ready to play on. We've done everything from spread sawdust to actually burning the field off to try to dry it up.
Rainy games and stuff, we'd burn it off sometimes.
No, you did not pay to get in ball games at that time.
Dirt infield, obviously. Post in the outfield, the foul pole was maybe 5 feet high. You know, you couldn't tell if it was an actual foul ball or fair ball.
I remember the old chain link fences and old wooden posts.
And back here at Ricky Haddock Field, we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Lawrence County leading this one 5-0. 7, 8, 9 due up here for Summertown. Weston Pig, the left fielder, leading things off here. Isaiah Bentley on for his 4th inning of work. And Pig takes ball 1. Got some more guests up here in the booth from that Special 92 team. Next pitch from Pig is grounded over the Maddox. The throw over to first is in time. And we've got 1 gone here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Mark, why don't you introduce our guests that are now here in the booth with us?
Well, we got Doug Lucius here, hero of the championship game, and John Campbell. So, Doug, Robin just gave us the full story of what happened. We want to hear it from the man right here.
From the man, You've heard the saying, wild hog will find an acorn every now and then.
So how did that all play out?
Well, Rick probably didn't have a whole lot of confidence in me since I'd already swung at 2 and missed him about 3 foot. So that was the only chance he had.
So Robin said you pointed at him the first pitch.
Yeah, me and the pitcher, we was having a little conversations a little bit, but I'd pointed my bat at him, and after I got my 2 strikes, I said, well, I'm just going to tell him I'm going to carry him to left field.
Another ground ball over to Maddox. His throw over to first is in time. Wisner is retired, and now we got 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th.
So what did you think when you got the bunt sign with 2 strikes on?
I felt comfortable with it because, I mean, I couldn't swing it because Rick had already seen me miss him by 3 foot. So, I mean, all you have to do is lay it out there in the center and keep an eye on the ball, and you're going to make contact.
Yeah, I think you need to be on our coaching staff to help our boys bunt.
If I ain't mistaken, he tried to call you over there before that 3rd pitch, and you shook him off.
I shook Rick off because I knew once he got talking, I was going to be really nervous. So let's keep it calm.
Now, I was in the dugout and actually seen Rick give him the bunt, and I remember looking at a couple of them. He just give him the bunt.
Yeah.
So we was all standing up there.
Did you guys think it was a missed sign? He just accidentally did it, or you guys just thought he was just crazy?
We seen Doug swing and miss 3 foot on first pitch. That was our only prayer.
If you go back and watch the video, you'll really see why he gave me the bunt.
You just needed some sort of contact to put the ball in play.
That was it. I mean, then we had a chance to score maybe, a tying run. We still had another out to go, and we had one of the best hitters coming up, Larry Parrott. So, I mean, if I got throwed out or, it wasn't no big deal.
So we had another ground ball there to Luke Maddox. He makes all 3 outs here. Lawrence County leads it 4-0. We have the top half of the 5th, and we'll keep it here. And I know for both of you guys, you've seen what Summertown has become and how many state championships they've won in a lot of sports. What's it like being the first to do it here at a town that's now known for winning a lot of championships?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing how the groups has got so much better over the years. I mean, me and John's talked about it. Back when we played, we come straight out of basketball, and we got, first thing we done was went to the store, get a tube of Icy Hot and sunflower seeds. I mean, we should have bought stock in Icy Hot because, we all had to have it.
So what's the difference between Coach Haddock and Coach McBee as a coach?
Oh, they was a worlds of difference. A lot of it you can't say on the radio. But McBee was a good one. Now, he was tough. He was real tough on us, which that's what made, back in those days, basketball was the thing. That was really the biggest sport up here.
And I think, too, McBee shaped a lot of the kids that played, baseball, just by what he done and what he expected out of all of us to do. And, we had our parents that done that, too. But McBee's practices, there was no shooting pigeons with pellet guns in between batting practice. I don't know if you've heard that story.
Yeah, we just heard it.
This field don't look like anything we played on, but we'd run out here before school let out to hit batting practice to try to hit a car with a home run.
Oh.
That's just what we done.
Yeah.
Which I never did get that opportunity to do that.
Well, you batted one time from second base. You hit second base
I got
time
at second
and got
base one time.
Now, you guys know Jason, the head coach here. Did you guys ever think he would become a head coach, as playing with him? Is that something that was obvious back then?
That was real obvious what he was going to do with his career.
Yeah, it's built in him and Greg, too. Both of them are great coaches, but they're got different personalities, which we all do. But, yeah, JB was a thinker. He was, and he got into the game, and he's doing good with these guys.
So when in that season did y'all know that y'all had something special going on?
To me, I never did really think about it. We was just out here playing a ball game. Of course, when we was winning, and we finally lost our first game, which I think it was the Lawrence County, that was hurt. But we all had fun. We'd all played together since we was, other than John, he was in Etheridge, but most of us had played together since we was 5-year-old.
Yeah. You think that's why Summertown sports has been so special with, the athletes? They form that bond early on and learn to play as a team.
I think so. And it's going back to the question you asked, AJ, we was coming out of basketball. It took us a half a year to get arms in shape, seeing the ball, and I would say, 2/3 of the team come out of basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Straight in.
Boswell sends a high fly ball here. Gets in the jet stream. Bubbles stay as Harrison Gobble, the right fielder, makes the catch, and we got one gone here in the top half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and like Gene McBee, after basketball, he didn't really want us back out on the baseball field. He wanted to still be in the gym.
Yeah.
But, like John said, over half of our players was basketball players. Every sport we done was all together, which at that time, of course, was just mainly baseball and basketball.
And you guys didn't have football either, so this is what you guys did all the time. And is it kind of odd seeing now that you guys got football here and that's another option for these kids?
It is. And, I talked to Will, and Doug will say this too, and probably told Will this. We went from basketball in the winter, 2 months of baseball. Yeah. We played a little bit of Babe Ruth, but we had to get to the hayfield, get to the gardens, get to the farm, and that's what we done. And then you're right back into. And I play golf in the fall, so it was just a repeating thing of playing.
And back to Gene McBee, he would have us in the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays running,
going to BGA and playing during the summer. So.
Luke Mack's down 1-2 here in the count with one gone here in the top half of the 5th inning. You guys mentioned the field. I mean, does it almost look like a palace now compared to what you guys played with?
If I ain't mistaken, we're pretty close to where Larry Parrott flipped over the fence. Yeah, just right over there. When it was a chain leak, it was broke down right there, and I'll never forget that, seeing him just going back on it, catching it, flipping over, jumping up.
That was in the regional finals.
Yes.
I mean, our infield back in them days was hard as this tennis court was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What was it like going from that, and then you go to Middle Tennessee State? I mean, it must have felt like Yankee Stadium to you guys.
It felt like 3 stadiums.
I mean, we had never seen buildings like it before.
Yeah. I mean, and also, your coach mentioned, and you guys was just your parents out here, and then once you won, the more the crowds got bigger. Did you guys just get used to having the whole town out here to watch you guys play, and then it just kind of the second half by the time you got them MTSU?
The state tournament was the big thing because we had never seen a crowd that big. I mean, it was they had all the bleachers packed full, and they was all chanting, and that was really amazing.
As Maddox strikes out looking here for the second out here in the top half of the 5th inning to bring up the right fielder. Grant James hit a 2-run homer in his previous at-bat.
Talk about the golf.
Yeah, obviously, John, you're very familiar with state championships, and you're very familiar with good athletes coming out here at Summertown.
The golf program has come a long ways. The girls, we've had won 4 straight with the girls, and we'll try to make it 5 in the fall. We got some good players coming back, but we went from a girls team when I played with 1 person to I had 10 this year.
Yeah.
And probably I lost 4, but I will probably be around 10 again.
Yeah.
And it's the interest that you see in that, and winning brings that, but just the interest of getting back into that.
Yeah. And what's it like? I know you grew up here, and for you, and now you're raising your kids here, and you stayed here, and it's got to mean just extra special for you. You've won state championships, and now you're seeing your girls do the same thing.
And they don't realize what they're really doing.
Yeah.
And I seen Coach Gaines down here from Lawrenceburg.
Yeah.
He told them, not last year but the year before, he stopped them over there and said, y'all know what you're doing? And they're like, yeah, we won. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
Coach Gaines he was a great coach, but he said, no, you don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And to see that, and to be part of that, which I've coached them the last 2 years. Coach Arnold had them before that. Just seeing them grow, seeing them go on, just like Kaylee, my niece, Kaylee Campbell, she's playing for Austin Peay. They won their conference championship. They're going to the NCAA regionals.
Yeah.
They're playing teams like Alabama, Wake Forest, Oregon State.
Yeah.
I mean,
Texas A&M.
It's unbelievable. My oldest daughter, she's graduating, going to MTSU to play. So just seeing that. But when I look at Greg, what he's done here, and 2 softballs, probably would have been 3 if COVID wouldn't have hit. 1 here. Andrea Kelly in the tennis, they won 98? Would that have been 98?
98, yep.
And now they've won a team and another doubles. And just seeing those, it just wonders what it's going to be 30 more years from now. So it's pretty special.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you guys stop by with us, and it's great talking with you guys, reliving all the moments. And I'm grateful for giving us our mail. And please don't get mad if we don't check it for like a week.
Hey, how's that young boy doing?
He's keeping Daddy up, but he turns a month here in a couple days, and he's doing a good job. And we are thrilled to be raising him in this area, and unfortunately, he's going to be wearing purple and gold. I have no say over that, but he's going to be wearing that. But I will, as long as Lawrence County doesn't play Summertown Loretto, I'll always be rooting for everybody here. So it's good to have him here in the community.
Thank y'all, and I want to give you a shout out for all you've done. Will,
Thank
Mark,
you, AJ.
Timmy. I know he's not up here tonight, but
what do y'all think about Timmy being the voice of Summertown baseball?
I'm checking out.
No time to go.
Thank y'all, fellas.
Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you so much, man. As Gavin Burleson struck out to lead off the top half of the 5th, brings up Jake Smith, who's 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a fly. And here's a deep fly ball in the left field. Tidwell tracking it down, but this one is going to go almost goes into the parking lot foul for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 gone here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Lawrence County leading this one 5-0, and it's been a lot of fun here, reliving some of the
official blows the whistle.
great memories, and I know that you got to see it. You didn't exactly, you experienced it later in your career in '97 when you guys made it to the Final Four. But I love, I watch documentaries from sports teams all day of, they're great memories. As this is a high fly ball in the left field. Tidwell, the left fielder, tracks it and makes the catch, and we got 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, there's a movie, now I can't remember the name of the movie. It was, I know Booth Powers is in it, and the guy who played Rudy. But it's about a baseball team in Indiana. It's called The Last Season.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very similar. They had won like 10 or 12 state tournaments in a row, and then their county had decided to merge all the high schools together. But, if you've ever watched that movie, it's got the same type of feel as Summertown, just a small town community, just pouring our heart out into sports.
Well, the ending it sounds exactly like Major League,
yes.
The first Major League movie, except the bases weren't loaded, and got Willie Mays Hayes making that run all the way down, and Jake the catcher pointing out, but he wasn't pointing at the pitcher. He was pointing out the left field like he was going to knock it out of the park. Here is the pitcher going to be lined in the left field. That's a base hit there from Grayson Burleson. That's his 3rd of the game. He's going to take off for second, tries for a double, and he's going to get thrown out at second, and that will end the bottom half of the 5th inning. Lawrence County leads it 5-0 as we head to the top half of the 6th. That's coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
Back here, Ricky Haddock Field. Lawrence County leading this one 5-0 as we head to the top half of the 6th. 6, 7, 8 due up here for the Wildcats. Alex Bedford, Avery Tidwell, and Brady McLean. And Bedford hot already. A solo homer here to right field in the 2nd, and an RBI and a run scored in the top half of the 4th inning. On to the mound again for his almost 2nd inning of work, Jackson Bennett, who's struck out 1, no hits, no runs through 21 pitches so far. On the other side, Isaiah Bentley's doing a great job, giving up 6 hits but no runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts through 80 pitches so far. And more than likely, he'll be back out for the bottom half of the 6th inning, especially with a pair of rivalry games coming up against Loretto tomorrow.
Yeah, Bentley's done a really good job. I talked to Brad before the game. He hasn't thrown a lot this season, but come out and already thrown 5 strong innings. That's to me, that's impressive. And I know Coach White's probably really proud of him, and maybe use him during the district tournament.
Bedford here, the lone left-handed hitter in the Lawrence County lineup. The first pitch from Bennett's high and in for ball 1. Speaking of state championship memories, I remember, John was talking about, being in the moment and realizing what you're doing. I remember both of our state tournament wins when I was in high school back in West Virginia. We were so excited that we won, but we were more excited, I think, to go to Pizza Hut by the ballpark after the game, and just being high school kids. And, fortunately for us, we had no drama. The only drama we had was the state semifinal my sophomore year. We were playing the top team in the state and came back from 3 runs down and ended up winning by 1 there, and then no drama in the next game as Bedford goes down 3-0. And my junior year we beat one in the semifinal 14-10 and one in the state championship game 12-3. So as Bedford works the 4-pitch walk, and we've got 1-on with no outs brings up the left fielder Avery Tidwell, but just hearing those stories, and I know if just like those guys, whenever we get together, which is actually my second state championship, it's our 20th anniversary this season. We won it in 2002, and wish they would have done something. Maybe they did, and they didn't have a way to get a hold of me. As Tidwell lines this one down the left field line into the crowd.
Wow, that was a line shot.
Doesn't look like anyone's hurt, thankfully, down there. But those memories just, they last for a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's 25 years for me from going to the state tournament, and you know, it's memories that you'll remember the rest of your life. You know, and believe me, I would pay anything to be back on the diamond.
Oh yeah, even if it means shooting pigeons. And, you know, we unfortunately our high school field was on the river, and it was covered by trees too. So hitting one into the river was almost impossible. And plus we had 330 down the lines and 400 in center. It was kind of hard for us high school kids. Next pitch is Bedford's going to take off for second, and he is thrown out, and that will be the first out in the inning. A very good throw there by Bradley Weisner to catch him on the play. One gone here in the top half of the sixth. Orange County leading this one 5-0. Orange County doing something they haven't done most of the season, Mark, and that's play long ball. And just like they mentioned, the ball's not going out the left. It's all it gets in this jet stream here in right field and goes. So next pitch is a swing and a miss there from Tidwell. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this field normally carries to left field. So, tonight, like I said, getting it to right field is the best way to go for a long ball.
And the 2-2, and this one is fouled out of play, and the count will stay where it is. And Bentley doing a great job there. We've only seen him in spot work out of the bullpen, and again, if he pitches like this, they could definitely use him in the district tournament. That is a line drive single into left for Avery Tidwell. That's his second hit of the game. And now we've got one on, one out here in the top half of the sixth. Brings up the catcher, Brady McLean, 0 for 2. Fly out to left in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. Bennett, is he Summertown's closer? Is he the first guy out of the bullpen for Summertown?
He's the 8th grader that he's come out and mostly done relief. I think he's pitched probably about 3 or 4 games here recently, just in relief. Like I said, 8th grader, throws the ball well, throws strikes.
Good velocity for an 8th grader, I can
played
tell.
middle school most of the season.
Bennett comes set. The first pitch to McLean. This one's fouled back for strike 1.
That game, we played Loretta here Tuesday night. We went 11 innings. That kind of really threw off the week, and it chewed up a lot of pitching innings. We got a game tomorrow. So a lot of innings thrown by our pitchers this week.
Next pitch is high and away for ball 1. Extra inning games, even though you make the comeback and you think you're down, you're going to get swept by a rival, and you make the comeback, but at the long term, I mean, it even hurts colleges. It hurts the big leagues. Those games are a terror on a lot of teams as McLean swings and misses for strike 2. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that, in the major leagues, some of the games that get, way out of hand, they're bringing in outfielders to pitch just to keep their from wasting the arms.
McLean fouls back the next one, especially now since they didn't get a full spring training.
Right.
And those arms haven't had a chance to really develop yet and get going into major league shape. And again, most of them don't really get into, full, I can go 7 innings, no problem by about August. So that's probably going to end up being September. Next pitch is breaking ball in the dirt, and count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You see a lot in the college games. I mean, teams now at this point, they know what reliever they're going to, especially you see what UT does. And they got a guy that throws 104, but they don't always throw him out there in certain situations. McLean sends a tapper down the third baseline, but that one's foul. The count will stay where it is.
It's really impressive what UT has done this year. I mean, just top to bottom, just an unbelievable lineup.
Hey, my brother-in-law said it best. They are a double-A team playing college baseball. And there's a few other programs out there right now in college baseball that have the feel of a double-A team. Here comes the 2-2. This one is, the 3-2. That one's high for ball 4. And now we got 2 on here. Now we bring up the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Bentley, who's grounded out the short and then reached on an error in the fourth. 0 for 2 here in the game. Has now got 2-1. Has a chance to help his own cause as Lawrence County leads it 5-0 here in the top half of the sixth. It's really impressive to see what Tennessee has done, because where the program was, say, 2018 and what they've gone to 2019. And, I mean, obviously would have been – there's so many question marks for a lot of programs for what would have happened in 2020. I know as a West Virginia fan, being from West Virginia, that team was 15-2 at the time when the COVID outbreak happened. So we're all thinking, oh, that could have been another chance to host a regional, and who knows what they would have done in the Big 12. And same for Tennessee, they were on fire at the same time. And
AJ, I think you had the count right. I think the umps missed that. Now it's a full count.
Oh, well, shoot. Now this one is chopped up the middle. Gavin Burleson makes the play, throws over the first. That one is in time for a double play, and that will end the inning. Lawrence County leads it 5-0 as we head to the bottom half of the sixth, and that's coming up next here on the X Sports Network.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer.
And back here, Ricky Haddock Field heading to the bottom of the sixth. Lawrence County leading their rivals in Summertown 5-0. Heart of the order due up here for the Eagles. Kane Kenning, Cason Blackwood, and Jackson Bennett. They've combined for 0 for 5 so far here with a walk. And facing Isaiah Bentley, has done a great job here. He's on for his sixth inning of work. He's given up 6 hits, no runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts through 70 pitches so far. Said 80 earlier, but you know that's why I'm in broadcasting and not a math teacher. So he's on for his 6th inning of work. A guy that has had a few spot opportunities out of the bullpen for Lawrence County so far this year. Gets the start, knowing that they're going to be throwing some of their really good pitchers coming up tomorrow as they face Loretto twice in a doubleheader. They go to Loretto at 2 o'clock. Then they'll be back at Tom Cruise Field for senior night at 6:30. They actually played earlier in the year, but that game was halted in the top of the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Lawrence County trying to get a rally going as Kenning will step in for the first pitch here from Bentley. This one is lined in the left field. First pitch and a single for Kenning, and 1 on, no outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as the Eagles try to get things going here against their rivals from Lawrenceburg. And Kenning has also come on really strong lately here for them. He didn't start off great, but man, lately he has just been ripping the ball and having some good contact here.
Yeah, I say in the last 5 games he's the most consistent here. Probably leading the team in average in the last 5 games.
Cason Blackwood, the center fielder, due up 0 for 1 in the game. A walk in the first and into the fielder's choice in the 3rd. Takes ball 1 high here from Bentley. The next pitch is McLean going to throw over the first, not in time, and they're going to say that was strike 1. That's not the first time when we mentioned earlier that my count was better than the umpires or my score was better than the basketball officials. Sometimes you think you go crazy, but here's the 1-1 from Bentley, this one's hit high into center field. Bedford, the center fielder, camps underneath it, makes the catch. And we got one gone here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And that wind is just crushing any chance of any ball have taken off. And you mentioned that mainly flies out this way, not so much to right field, but it's been a different case in this game today.
Yeah, the game against Loretta here, the ball really carried well left field. I know Caden Porter got a homer into right field. That was really the big hit of the game, but the ball carried really well to left.
Bentley checking Kenning at first. Here's the first pitch, and that one's going to get past McLean. And Kenning going to head over to second base on the pass ball. Now a runner in scoring position here for Jackson Bennett. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Lawrence County leading this one 5-0. Beautiful evening, great crowd. Bit of a breeze out here. Here comes the 1-0. It's inside for ball 2.
Yeah, I'll take this weather any day calling the baseball game. I think only 2 games this year, Will, that we've been together that we've actually had good weather. The rest of the time it's been very cold.
It's the 2-0, and that one is high, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. I haven't had much luck calling Lawrence County softball and baseball games. Weather's, even when the days have been beautiful, it's been pretty cold. Here comes the 3-0. That's a breaking ball, and that one's in there for strike 1.
What'd you get the pitch count out for him?
Bentley now is sitting at 78 pitches. Comes the 3-1.
Looks like we're going to have action in Lawrence
breaking
County.
Ball in there for strike 2. Count goes full. Got some. Can't tell who that is.
It looks like Andrew Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
Who it kind of looks like.
Yeah. And here comes a full count offering. Breaking ball high. McLean makes the catch, but Bennett going to work the walk. That will bring up the left fielder here in Weston Pigg. 1 for 2 in the game. A single in the 2nd and grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's that time of year. You can feel the tournaments coming when that weather starts to warm up. First pitch here from Bentley. That one is low for ball 1. Chance at a rally here for Summertown, the bottom half of the 6th. Bentley goes to work quickly here. Here's the 1-0. This one is hit hard in the left field. Tidwell makes the catch. Gets it in time. No runners advance, and now we've got 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Just seems that's kind of been our luck all season now. AJ, just we hit the ball. If we do hit the ball, we hit it well, but it's right at somebody. So I don't know what you do to correct that. I think just keep on hitting off the tee and go to work in the batting cage.
Bradley Weiser now, the catcher, due up here. 0 for 2 in the game. Strikeout and a ground out to 3rd, and he swings and misses at strike 1. Bentley, who has started off the season hot at the plate, cooled off a bit and has seen some spot work here and there in the lineup, has been back in the lineup more recently, and is doing a great job here. Swing and a miss there on strike 2, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Summertown trying to come up with their first hit with runners in scoring position. Their first one with 2 outs in the game. Situational hitting, Mark, it's big. It's softball, baseball. If you can hit with runners on base and you can hit with 2 outs, that's a big key. The 0-2, high for ball 1. I say it a lot on all the broadcasts. I think runners in scoring position and your batting average with that's the most underrated stat in the whole game.
Yep, exactly. When the pressure's on, you gotta deliver.
And this one is hit over to Bo Shears at second. Those over to Boswell at first in time, and that will end the inning. Isaiah Bentley gets out of another jam. Lawrence County leads this one 5-0 as we head to the top half of the 7th inning. It's coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
And back here, Ricky Haddock Field, ready for top half of the 7th inning. 8-9-1-2 due up here for Lawrence County. Isaiah Bentley, Camden Boshears, and Kate Schultz will lead things off here for Lawrence County. They lead at 5-0. They won the previous matchup between the two, March 21st, 5-0 as well. Got some action over here in the Lawrence County bullpen. Isaiah Bentley has thrown 6 shutout innings, 7 hits, pair of walks, 5 strikeouts through 86 pitches so far, and Jackson Bennett now on for his 3rd inning of work. He's only given up a hit, a walk, a strikeout through 37 pitches so far. Face off with Bentley. And here comes the first pitch, and this one is fouled back for strike 1.
That guy actually may have hit the
umpire a bit.
Yeah. Took off his mask and just walked to the backstop to get the ball.
Bennett goes to work again. Here's the 0-1. This one's hit high in the air, and Bennett's going to camp underneath it, makes the catch, and we got one gone here in the top half of the 7th inning. He brings up Camden Boshears, 0 for 3 in the game. A pop out to second, and a pair of ground balls in the 3rd and 4th to 3rd and 2nd respectively. Trying to reach base here for the first time tonight. The shadows starting to creep in here a bit, but the sun's still pretty prominent so far. Here's the first pitch from Bennett. This one is fouled back for strike 1.
Lights are on at the field.
Lawrence County got one off an Alex Bedford solo shot in the 2nd. Scored 4 runs in the top half of the 4th. Nothing from Summertown so far, and that's where we stand. Next pitch. This one's low and away for ball 1. Next pitch from Bennett, the 1-1. This one is grounded over the left side, and that's going to get into left for a base hit. A 1-out hit for Camden Boshears, his first of the game. It's going to bring up Kate Schultz now, 1 for 3 in the game. Reached on an error in the 1st, a single in the 3rd, and grounded out 2 with 3rd in the 4th. 4th at bat here. Bennett's done a good job, the 8th grader out of the bullpen, keeping the Lawrence County bats at bay. Now throws over, trying to get Boshears, but it's a bit late. And a busy time for both of these squads. Summertown will head to Wayne County tomorrow, and Lawrence County's got a pair of their rivals in Loretto. First pitch to Schultz as Boshears takes off. The throw over to second. It is
got him
in time.
Actually was safe. Yep.
Yep. He was safe, but then trying to avoided the tag and then came off the base. So now we got 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Again, this Lawrence County team is not afraid to run on anybody. Looks like we got Avery Tidwell here warming up in the bullpen for Lawrence County. Next pitch from Bennett. It is low. And we got the count of 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, these in-county rivalry games are special games that, you know.
As Schultz sends an absolute shot in the gap and left, that's going to hit the wall. He takes off for second. The throw comes in, and he will stand up. That's a 2-out stand-up double, and that will bring up the first baseman and Luke Boswell. 3rd 2-out hit of the game for Lawrence County. Boswell 1 for 3 in the game, an infield single in the 1st, a fly out to center in the 3rd, and a fly out to left in the 5th.
It's a little less less intense than the basketball rivalry. Though.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, the basketball rivalries are a lot more intense. Of course, we're all crammed in the gym together, shoulder to shoulder. But baseball, whether it be Summertown, Lawrenceburg, Summertown, Loretta, Lawrenceburg, Loretta, it's a rivalry.
Comes the 1-0 from Bennett to Boswell. Check swing, and they say he went around, and the count evens up with 1 ball, 1 strike. I will say that the players show a lot of respect for each other out on the courts, the fields. You don't see a lot of scuffles, but you can have an intense rivalry without it going an extra mile.
Exactly.
Next pitch, foul way out of play, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Boswell trying to knock in Schultz and give a little insurance before they head to the bottom half of the inning. Bennett comes set. And the 1-2. Hit high in the air into right.
That
trouble. Might fall down, and that will. Schultz is going to come around to score, and Lawrence County extends their lead out to 6-0.
Yeah, Harry was playing deep there, and the ball was, just a little over a Texas leaguer there, and kind of in no man's land between second and right.
It's part of the game. Sometimes, like we saw, you can sting one right at somebody, or you hit it off the handles and it ends up down in between the infielder and the outfielder for a RBI single. Next batter, Luke Maddox, takes high and away for ball 1. Lawrence County with 6 runs off 11 hits. Summertown no runs off 7 hits and 2 errors so far. Bennett comes set again. Not a big lead from Boswell first. The 1-0. That one's high for ball 2.
Bennett's thrown a lot of several pitches now. His pitch count has to be up in the 50s.
He is at 51.
51.
Here comes the 2-0. This one is hit over to Smith at second. He bobbles that one, and he's going to be in there with a 2-out error. Now we got 2 gone, and that will bring up the right fielder and Grant James.
Homered. He's got a homer in the game, correct?
2-run homer. Yep, he is 1 for 3 in the game. He grounded out to first in the second, a 2-run opposite field homer in the 4th, and then popped out foul to the first baseman, Grayson Burleson, in the 5th. On for his 4th at bat at the game. The first pitch from Bennett. This one's hit high in the air.
To center field.
But he camps underneath it, makes a catch, and that will do it. Lawrence County here gets some insurance in the top half of the 7th. They lead at 6-0. Final chance for Summertown. That comes up next here on the X Sports Network.
McMaster's Home Gallery, where you'll always get a special price every day. Shop their new showroom full of name-brand furniture, sofas, recliners, dining and bedroom suites, Serta bedding, lots of tables and chairs just to match your decor. McMaster's Home Gallery also has GE appliances. Stop by on Highway 43 in Loretto or call 853-6140.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Back here, Ricky Haddock Field. Final chance for Summertown here in the bottom half of the 7th. Lawrence County leads it 6-0. Isaiah Bentley on to close this thing out. He's already thrown 6 shutout innings, given up 7 hits, a pair of walks, 5 strikeouts here through 86 pitches. He will face 9-1-2 here in the Eagle order. Harrison Gobble, the right fielder, lead things off. A single in the 2nd and a ground out to 3rd in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Bentley doing exactly what head coach Brad White wanted him to do, eat up innings, get a lot of outs, and hopefully lead his team to victory. So far, that's looked pretty good here for Isaiah Bentley.
Who got batting here, Mark?
This is it's like Matthew Luffman batting for pinch in for Harry.
And Matthew Lufflin now pitch inning here for Harrison Gobble. 1-0 is the count. And the next pitch is hit high in the air, and Tidwell, the left fielder, makes the catch near the warning track, and we've got one gone here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Brings up the leadoff hitter and Gavin Burleson. One gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Burleson, who's 0 for 3 in the game with 3 strikeouts, all swinging. First pitch here from Bentley. This one's lined in the left field, and that one's going to get down. That's going to go all the way to the wall in left center. Gavin's going to round first, and he gets into second with a stand-up 2-out, 1-out double. And Summertown trying to get a few runs here in the bottom half of the inning. That will bring up the second baseman in Jake Smith.
Glad to see it with Gavin. You know, he's struggled this game, but he's hit the ball well, like I said, right at people, and that got between the gap there. Ooh, into the dugout.
Jake Smith fouls that one off for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Gavin Burleson standing on second after a 1-out double. Bentley comes set, and now will step off. Lawrence County not really holding them on, playing straight up all across the board here. Here comes the 1-0. That one's in the dirt, and Gavin, who is basically already to third, will come back to second. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's one thing Gavin does. He really likes to bounce off second base, try to pull the pitcher's attention away from the pitch.
So Isaiah comes set. Here comes the 1-1. This one's hit high in the air to right field. Grant James, the right fielder, camps underneath it, makes the catch. Gavin's going to take off for third, and the throw way offline. But now we got 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th as Gavin Burleson advances to third, and that will bring up his younger brother Grayson Burleson. 3 for 3 in the game, a double and a pair of singles here so far, and another base hit here will bring Summertown's first run of the game. It's now Isaiah's in 92 pitches. Comes set, facing Grayson for the 4th time. The first pitch hit high in the air, deep to left field. This one's got a chance, and it is gone. A 2-run home run from Grayson Burleson, and they cut the Lawrence County lead to 6-2.
Just talk about how the ball was not carrying the right field or the left field all night, and that ball was well hit.
I feel bad for that SUV that just got dented pretty hard right there.
They're probably here to watch the play.
Yeah, they got a Burleson bomb right there.
Yeah. We got a school play going on next door, and they thought they were coming to see the arts, and they're going to be visiting the dent doctor. Mashburn Collision. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Free plug for you, Cam. Free plug. And that brings up Kane Kinning in here for his 4th at bat. Takes high for ball 1. Kane, who's 1 for 3 in the game, a fly out the center, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and a single in the 6th. Comes the 1-0. High for ball 2.
Still action in the bullpen. I think it's actually stopped.
Yeah, they're just, I think they're going to let Isaiah ride this one out. Here comes the 2-0. This one is hit hard down the left field line, but foul. Some fans got a bit of a wake-up call down the left field line. It count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Pretty fast-moving game here between the two sides. Bentley comes set, and the 2-1. This one is fouled down the right field line. And the count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's one of my favorite things at a field like this, to see how many cars are going to get hit. You know, to see, here comes the 2-2 from Bentley. High, and the count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I know we've mentioned it again, but, just seeing all the fans out in the ballpark tonight, that's just it's like you said, it's baseball weather.
Ball hit high in the air. Bentley's going to camp underneath it. Fitting, he makes the catch. He throws a complete game here tonight. Lawrence County picks up a 6-2 win over their rivals from Summertown. They improved to 15-9 overall. Summertown drops to 12-16 overall. Final stat line, Lawrence County 6 runs off 11 hits, no errors. Summertown 2 runs off 9 hits and 3 errors. Mark, final thoughts here on tonight's game.
Just a good night at the ballpark. Glad to see the 92 team, recognizing them and also recognizing our 3 seniors. Just I know Summertown goes in defeat, but just a good night, and wish the Lawrence County Wildcats the best throughout the rest of their season.
And thank their fans for listening to us.
Yeah. Thank you, fans, for coming out, especially Lawrence County, listen to it. And now I will give you a plug. You did beat Summertown twice in that 92 season, so you had a great part of that season as well.
We'd like to thank you guys for bearing with us through all the interviews, especially Lawrence County faithful, and we will have both of your games against Loretto tomorrow. 2:00 first pitch from the home of the Mustangs, and we head to Tom Cruise Field at 6:30 on Saturday night. For Mark Pick, this is A.J. Good. Have a great evening here from the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with local sports, covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.